Who's the NFC favorite? Give me one, Chris.
Well, I think the Eagles, off the top of my head, so
you're on the Wentz train, huh?
I saw it in 2017. We've seen it before. He was MVP if he doesn't tear his ACL. So I know we've seen it happen, and they seem as deep on both sides of the ball as any team in the NFL.
The Eagles would have been mine early in the offseason. The problem is our podcast is 3 times a week. And by the end of the offseason now, we've talked about it for so long that I'm sick of everyone else picking the Eagles, and you just have to try to pick someone else. I think there's a group, though, and I put the Vikings in there. The Vikings, the Saints, and the Rams, where it wouldn't be a surprise if any of those teams made the Super Bowl. But the Vikings are the one I feel like aren't getting as much attention for whatever reason. Adding Kubiak to that offense with a defense that you can't really keep together that long in the salary cap era, but they have and is that talented, seem as primed as anyone.
Another one of the best offensive minds of the 21st century, Gary Kubiak, who to me is a godsend for that team, is exactly what they needed.
What about the Cowboys?
I would have said them as my number one.
They're going to get everyone's son.
If Zeke was there and if their defensive line wasn't so banged up, if you asked me, say, September 21st, I'll probably say the Cowboys. They just seem like a 12-win team to me.
They do to me, too.
They can't handle success. This has been a theory I've had for 15 years, and they always make it true that they believe their own hype. Jerry Jones talks about how great they are. Like, they always believe that the year after they were good, like the year after they were the 1 seed in the NFC, they fell apart. Basically, every time they make the playoffs the next year, they fall apart. They haven't made the playoffs twice in the last 20 years, twice in a row.
It's been a long time, and I remember last year.
I feel like there's something unique about Dallas about that.
Greg, I hear you, and I totally understand why you would say that and believe it. But when Jerry Jones last year acquired Amari Cooper, we all laughed for a one. Literally, there really was. Were you liked it, right, Chris?
I loved it. Yes.
You might be the only person in America who did that, not named Jones. I'm serious.
They were so hard to watch without him that you could tell by watching them they need something to make this offense go.
But a one for him was, I think a lot of people.
It was
thought,
overpaying,
right? And like, how crazy was he? Like a fox. And then when he said that we can be like the Rams offense, everybody, you laughed over there, right there. I mean,
yeah, because it's absurd.
But you've got Dak and Goff, you've got Gurley and Zeke. You've got Amari Cooper now with, by the way, they have Randall Cobb. Who the hell knows what they're going to look with him?
Michael Gallup's looking good.
Right. And then from the Rams offense from back in the day, Tavon Austin, who Stephen Jones said was going to get 24 touches a game, which, by the way, math doesn't, it was a little bit fuzzy right there. But
do they have Sean McVay? Is he now coaching the Cowboys?
Let's see what Kellen Moore looks like.
I love Kellen Moore.
Okay. So I'm just saying, every time everybody thinks Jerry's shot himself in the foot, and right now him saying Zeke who, and Mort reporting that Rocky Arsenault, the agent of Zeke, is not laughing, and Zeke's not laughing. I don't know. Maybe September 21st is when we should revisit this thing.
I understand the skepticism surrounding Jerry Jones' comments about Tony Pollard.
Yes.
The rookie.
Yes.
Behind a paywall at The Athletic, Will McClay, their senior VP, who's one of the best personnel men in the business.
Yes.
Raving about Tony Pollard. This is not a negotiation ploy. It's behind a paywall. They love this guy.
But so, because it's behind a paywall, it wasn't planted.
I don't think it's planted.
I like it. I like that mindset. All right, so before I let you go, Gregg Rosenthal and Chris Wesseling, 3 times a week we can hear you with Hanzus and Sessler on NFL Media Group podcast, which I can't believe we're saying. We were the first to plant the flag many years ago. Congrats on your success on all that stuff.
Thanks, Rich.
You got it. Anything else I need to know from you guys before I let you go? We got Fabs on the show tomorrow. He's bringing a trophy that of a league where he didn't even make the playoffs.
Just if you don't want to ask the hard question, you could put it in my voice. Just like ask him, like, how good is he really at playing fantasy? Like, he's a good analyst.
I feel like I know
win
how
a lot
he would,
of leagues.
I feel like I know how he would answer that question. With he'd find the disrespect in that.
He'd be like, "Well, I was in 14 leagues last year, and I made the finals in 8 of them."
And
so
oddly enough, 13 with the Bella twins. It's very strange.
You don't hear about the leagues he doesn't win.
Fabs, by the way, we should change our team name to Michael Fabiano's Rolodex, and the Bella twins should be our avatar.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.